What is happening, best ever listeners? This is Matt Faircloth, and welcome to the best ever CRE show and your segment here with your buddy Matt called Next Level CRE, bringing your business, your life, and today, your mindset, your view of the world, probably exposure to new things to the next level. Today's guest is phenomenal. Somebody, probably one of my top 5 favorite folks in the industry. So looking forward to getting him on. I'm also going to try and get him over to Best Ever Con. This is the 10th annual Best Ever Con coming up. You guys need to be there. And I got a 10% discount for you. Go to besteverconference.com, besteverconference.com. Coupon code is podcast, all capital letters 10, the number 10, podcast 10. Come join me, all the other podcast hosts, and hopefully today's guest, if I can get him to say yes, and he always says yes. I asked him a little bit after we went offline, and I think he said he's in. So hope you guys can join there. My lovely wife will be there, Liz Faircloth from the Invest Her community. It's going to be off the hook. So if you guys have not bought your ticket for Best Ever Con yet, go to besteverconference.com, podcast 10, all capital letters, and the number 10 to get your 10% discount off of a ticket. I will see you there. Today's guest is just, he's a ray of sunshine, man. He's someone that I joked with him on the show about having a bad day. I'm sure he has. We all have. But his mindset and his ability to think about what he can and can't control. In addition to that, his view of the world and his view of how to make money and provide value in today's real estate economy is unparalleled. So, I hope you guys put your seatbelt on. This is a fast moving, high energy, great podcast with a good friend of mine, Vinney Smile Chopra. Let's bring him into the studio. Best ever listeners, I want to introduce you guys, and you might already know him, but this is a good friend of mine and somebody that we've only interacted face to face a few times, but his energy is contagious in a good way, right? When I say people have contagious energy, that means that they just seem to light up a room. And that's why they call this guy Vinney Smile Chopra, because the energy that Vinney brings to me personally and to a room that I've seen him speak in or even just sit and chat with is a ray of positive sunshine, right? Aside from the personality and what that Vinney brings, his company has done thousands of units of multifamily transactions, right? Over $1 billion in transactions in the multifamily space. But Vinney's also involved in other asset classes that we're going to unpack, including senior housing and hotels and that kind of stuff. So diverse asset classes and just a phenomenal human being. Vinney Chopra, welcome to the Best Ever CRE show today.
Thank you so much, Matt. It's such a pleasure privileged to be with you in the studio, and we're going to add some value. I can just feel it and touch it.
I'm smiling from ear to ear, okay? So you're one of the few people I know, Vinney, that just seem to have like this crystal ball going. I was talking to my buddy Brian Burke, who you know as well, that he exited almost all of his multifamily, right? Like it's like he saw into the future and there was this peak happening and he said, 2022, 2023, that's about when I'm going to sell everything. And I wish my crystal ball is broken. Apparently yours still works. So what changed in the multifamily market that you saw that caused you to turn into a net buyer, which a lot of us were, into being a net seller? Something shifted. Talk me through that shift in your business strategy.
Love to, Matt. What really happened was brother Neil Baba, good friend of mine, data scientist, mad scientist. We had
that's your crystal ball right there.
Yeah. I know.
He's the future. Yeah.
He's the future. I mean, we need to follow him because he has got a crystal ball. He was sharing with me. He says, Vinney, the new syndicators increased this 1 year, 2021, I think, he said, by 1%. So they were coming out in the market and I could feel it. I could touch it in the market. They were overpaying. The deals that I could not underwrite for cash flow, they were buying them. Mm-hmm. They were paying top prices. They were doing bridge loans. They were doing 80-20 loans. I said, there is something wrong here. Something wrong. When you do so many underwritings and nothing pans out and you find other people with 15 offers or 10 offers, I said, thank you. I don't want it. So that's when it really dawned on me. And in my syndication fund structure also, I do exit in about 3 to 5 years, usually in the cycle. I just don't keep it like some people like 10, 15, 20 years, because I know the market cycles, go up and down. So that's when at the peak, I sold majority of my portfolio. Thank goodness, like Brian
Yeah.
Burke.
Yeah. You are the folks that I call like the lucky ones or whatever it may be. Not that we're unlucky. I think there's
No,
still money to be made in multifamily, but I mean, we've done multifamily deals that are doing well over the last couple of years, but it's not as easy. It's nowhere near as easy in that. So you exited a lot of your multifamilies back
mhm,
then. Okay. You mentioned, are you a fund? Do you do like a big fund with all your stuff in it, or do you do like
I do.
onesie twosie? You do fund.
I've done actually in the previous years too, 15 years back, I found like three deals. So I put them all together into
Yeah.
kind of like a fund,
Yeah.
specified fund, I called it.
Yeah.
Then two deals and five deals. Then I started $50 million diversified fund. So
Yeah.
that was 7 years back, I think, 6, 7 years back. That could buy multifamily hotels, senior livings, other things. So that's what I've been doing now. I have a
Uh,
new fund right now, also another $50 million fund, where I could specify each of my investor from the top can invest money in different diversified assets by itself. So, in other
mm,
words, the fund does not dictate. Everybody in the fund doesn't get the same percentage, but the investors can decide. You have heard about
yeah.
Avestor platform?
I was gonna say
Yeah,
you
with
must be using
Bridge.
Avestor because that's the only company I know that can do what you're talking about. So, so tell me real quick. So, an investor comes in and they're like, "Okay, I want to put 100K because I love your smile and you're a great guy, Vinny. I love your energy, love your track record, all the things, right?" They can then pick which underlying assets to get themselves into.
Exactly.
Huh.
See, the other funds I've done, people put money on the top, then everybody gets diluted, is the word.
Yeah.
As you keep on buying more assets underneath,
Yeah.
then you get diluted. And they say, where is my money? Is it in this asset that I brought in first, or
Yeah.
this one, or this one, or this one? So this with Avestor platform, it just kind of shifts that to
Mm.
specified funds under the same PPM and everything.
Okay, let's keep. Okay, now you got my curiosity, Vinny, and hopefully you got the best ever listener's curiosity too. Let's say you start this fund, and I know how funds go, right? You're not going to raise all
Mhm.
50 million in a month,
No,
right?
no, no, no.
You're probably going to keep it.
Stanchions.
Yeah, you're going to roll it in, right? Okay.
Totally, totally. Yeah.
Um, you launch Vinny's Amazing Fund number one, right? And Vinny's Amazing Fund number one gets on the street. You bring in $8 million right off the gate. Do you like you acquire a senior living facility and a
Right.
hotel, whatever? Okay, those deals get funded, and
Yes.
that's are they gone? Or if somebody comes in like 4 months
Later on,
later, can
they
they still
cannot get
get
into those deals. No,
that?
no,
Those
no.
deals are locked out,
They locked out. They are
huh?
bought, they are performing, and all those people, the investors, my valuable, I say, valued, friends and investors, accredited
Yeah,
investors. We are doing accredited investors now. You do too, because
yeah,
I used to do sophisticated, but then see where we can advertise, talk about it freely. So
yeah.
those kind.
Like
But
we're talking
once
about
they
it,
are
like we're
locked,
talking about it right now. Like honestly, people don't get the 506B rules. Like you probably ought to not be talking about it. If you're taking non-accredited, you shouldn't be on a
yeah,
podcast because this could be
totally.
viewed as a solicitation. But because now I'm talking to best ever listeners, where you and I'll take them to school real quick for 20 seconds. If
Totally.
you're going to go talk about how you raise money and how you're doing deals or whatever, if you take accredited, non-accredited investors too, you got to be very careful what you say publicly, because the SEC is starting to shine a little bit more of a spotlight, Vinny, on folks like you and me, and that's why
Yeah.
we mainly do 506C as
Five or
well, because
six
then
Cs.
a
That's it.
solicitation, it's okay, and it's okay to do a solicitation. Now, let me back to your Avestor thing. So, multifamily deal number one, first deal that went in, you raised 4 million, whatever goes into that deal. Then 6 months down the line, you go buy a senior living center. Do the investors that got into that multifamily deal, do they have access, exposure, benefit from things that you buy in the future, or would they have to
Totally.
give you, where they have to give you more money for those things?
Exactly. The beauty is with this platform, they fill out the PPM one
Yeah.
time,
Yeah.
but they can bring more money deal specific. So now with your senior living, they just say, Vinny, I want to put 250 in this one now. So they just fill out again, paperwork for the
They
deal
got to write another check
disclosure.
though. They have
That's
to
it.
write another
And
check to get in on the
yeah,
new
they
deal.
do.
Okay.
Yes.
Can they
Yes.
move if somebody's got, 100K in Vinney is amazing fund number one, and then that's just what you should call it that. And then can they take that deal goes into multifamily deal number one, right? Can they take that 50K or half of that money at some point in the future? Can they move it in the future? You're already shaking your head. No, they can't do that.
No,
Once they're
because see, it's a specific deal and it's going to
even when you
give
say
the
no, you say
cash
it in a
flow.
positive fashion. You're like, no, they can't do that, right? Okay. So no, they can't. No, they can't. Right. Okay.
Yeah. See,
Right.
they can add more
Right.
and then they will go into the next deal and the next deal and the next deal. So once the property is closed, let's just say asset is all bought and everything
Mhm.
and we are operating it, no other investors, even the same investors, cannot put more money into it. There's no room for it
No.
because it's closed. It's closed.
Yeah. Couldn't you have? Okay. Let's just spitball, right?
Mhm.
I'm about a mile and a half off script right now, but hey, let's
No,
have
no.
fun, right? Let's have fun. What script? What script? What script do we have, Vinny? Let's just talk. Okay. So could you have a segment of that capital raise that owns a little bit of everything, right? Could I have like an LLC or a allocation that's inside Vinny is Amazing LLC number one, right? Could I have
Mhm.
that thing that if I'm going to give Vinny 100K. I'm going to put
Sure.
90 into his apartment building deal, the first deal that he
Uh-huh.
bought, right?
Uh-huh.
And then I'm going to take 10K. I'm going to put it in let's call it the spread it around segment, right? And for
Sure.
every deal you do, I get a little toehold in everything your fund takes down. Can I do that? Because I
You
want a little
know,
bit of everything. If I'm an investor, they're likely calling you because they believe
yes.
in you. And so they believe in Vinny's decision-making power and all that. So maybe I don't want to write a check every time you do a deal. Maybe I want to take 90K and put it in an apartment building deal I like. And I want to take 10K and I want to just place my bet on the jockey that is Vinny Chopra and
I
whatever.
love it. I
Yeah.
love it. I'm not an
Tell me I can't. You're going to
attorney.
tell me no with a big
I'm
smile on your
not an
face, right?
attorney, SEC attorney,
You're
or
backing out.
or a CPA.
All
So
right.
I would say it can be done because you could specify
Sure.
all the rules and regulations in the PPM
That's
stage,
true.
remember?
That's true.
And once you are able to do that, and a very good SEC attorney, I mean, I know all of them. You know them too, Lisa
It's
Taylor,
true.
Dugan Kelly, I mean, so many of them, right?
Creative people,
Nick
very
McGrew,
creative people
all
that
of
are
them.
smarter than
Very
you and
creative
me,
people.
right? They're there to keep us all out of trouble. So, all
Yes, yes.
right, we'll have to bring an attorney onto the stage next time we do this. Okay, so, but let's leave it here. Wouldn't that be cool if you could do that?
That'll be amazing. Oh, yeah. I would say, to be very truthful, you could do $50 million here with the specified offering underneath and $50 million here or whatever, because
Yeah,
this could be diversifying and you
yeah.
could ask them, okay, let's just put 10 over here and 90 over here.
Yeah, I think I need to have Avester on the show. I haven't talked to those guys in a while, so I have to bring them back on. And you and I'll bring you on as a co-host, and you and I can unpack it and say, like, we'll just throw lots of wacky ideas at him. Say, can we buy a coin-operated laundry with Avester? Can we do this? Can we do that? Right. Okay. Very good. So that's why you like funds,
Mhm.
and that. So very good. Now moving over to multifamily exits, you talk about this silver tsunami thing, right? I like the name. It's very good. You've been doing it for a while. What's this silver tsunami that you're talking? Because you were the first guys that I heard. Goodness, you're holding up a book. Senior Living Made Easy. Check it out on Amazon, best ever listeners. He's
Check
got
it
the
out,
book in his
brother.
hand here.
I turned 73, by the way.
No, you
I've
did not.
only turned
No, you
37.
did
No, I
not.
say reverse the age. So 73, I was 72 last year. I was 27. So
Yeah,
this year I'm 73, I'm 37.
yeah.
Just you can hack your mind, your brain, and everything. You say, I'm 1 year younger, I'm 10 years younger, whatever it is. But,
Yeah.
Silver
You don't
Tsunami,
come off like
as
a
I took,
73-year-old, brother.
this is
I'll put it that way. You come off like a 37-year-old. Yeah.
Silver Tsunami caught my attention
Okay.
8 years back, 7, 8 years back, when I started looking into what's this all about. 10,000 baby boomers are turning 65 every night in USA.
Mm.
Wow,
Let's
74
say that again.
million.
10,000 baby boomers are turning 65
65 every
every
night,
day.
every midnight. They turn 65. We are in trouble because all these, Medicare, Medicaid, all those things. I mean, it's a drainage because
They
they
need a place
start
to
getting,
live too. Yeah.
I
I
know,
get it.
place to live, brother. So I got into assisted living
Hmm.
and memory care business
Yeah.
about 7 years back.
Okay.
So I've been building these in Florida and all over the place, these senior assisted livings and RALs, residential assisted livings,
Hmm.
are also amazing. Single family home can get 10 seniors to live in them with assistance, of course, 24 hours. Guess what? That one senior pays $5,000 per month. So that's 10 bedroom apartment, 10 bedroom house can get you $50,000 revenue each month. Each
Are
month.
they paying that through Medicare, Medicaid, or are they paying that out of pocket?
Yeah, mixture. Medicare, Medicaid, family pays, their retirement plans pay,
Yeah.
things like that.
Yeah.
Wow.
A whole bunch to unpack there. So I've talked to guys that are doing co-living properties, right? Like they're going out and buying like I don't know, 3, 4, or 5 bedroom or even a six
Oh,
bedroom
okay.
house. And they'll go
Mm-hmm.
and cut it up and turn it. I mean, even like if you want to do it this way, you can even do it like dormitory style where there's like a bunk bed or like multiple beds in
Oh,
one
I
room,
see. Yeah.
and that kind of thing.
They they might be a little bit different style.
100%. This is like, it's
Yeah.
not a little bit. This is very different. What you're
Okay.
talking about versus what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
that, but you're able to somehow, are you building these properties from scratch that are
Good
designed
point.
specifically for
I've
these
been
things?
building them in 7 acres of land, like the one I built in Punta Gorda, Florida,
Okay.
Hampton Manor of Punta Gorda. If anybody just wants to see that, there is a video
Hampton
on my
Manor.
YouTube
Okay.
channel. Hampton Manor is the brand, and it's 94 units, 7 acre of land, three courtyards with swimming pool, with putting green, everything. And the
Hmm.
seniors who live in there are 75 to 100 years of age,
Hmm.
75 to 100, but they
Yeah.
have assisted living. They need assistance in bathing, or they cannot cook,
Yeah.
or prescription medicine, all those
Right.
things. Yeah.
Are
Yeah.
you building, so you built that from scratch. Is the
Yeah.
Hampton, is the
Hampton
Hampton
Manor.
name just something,
Yeah.
is it part of the Hampton Inn, like the
No,
Hilton?
no, not
No,
at all. Not at
different
all.
thing. Okay.
I have a partner who has been building these 30 of these. So I try to
Yeah.
find some great partners that I can link with, and then
Oh,
I could raise money and then they could build them. See? So we were able to build, and very fortunately, we sold it also, built for 12 million 100, sold for 17 million.
there you go.
That's 5 million profit. And now, operating them too is huge
Yeah.
money. So senior living, assisted living, memory care is a big demand in our
Mhm.
nation, in USA, because you can run the business side, asset
Yeah.
value increases, and the operation side.
Yeah. Well, let's unpack that because I know a little bit about the assisted living world, and as I understand it, there's in essence two businesses, right? There is
Exactly.
the
Exactly.
asset ownership entity that
Yes.
owns the sticks and
Yes.
bricks, right?
You got it.
Okay. Then there is
Operation side.
the what?
Operation. We call
Operation.
it
Okay.
operation
This is
side. You
like
need
the
different insurances, big
oh
time
sure.
insurances. Lloyd of London insurance is what I get.
Yeah.
And this side, you have to protect the asset,
Yeah.
the real estate. Yeah, yeah.
Is it the way to look at, like, if I'm buying a multifamily asset, is it the way to look at it like I've got an LLC that owns the sticks and bricks. I'm gonna then hire a company that's gonna manage it for me, like a property management company. So you're talking
Hmm.
about, in essence, an LLC that owns the dirt and a PM company, but we're going to unpack real quick. The PM company's doing way more.
Exactly.
They're providing the needs of they're meeting the needs of the residents. And a
Totally.
multifamily asset,
Totally.
that's just cleaning the grounds and unclogging toilets, right? For what
Exactly.
you're
And the
doing,
leasing office and,
yeah,
the community manager. But
right,
on the same token, in assisted living and memory care, we got the exercise director, the chef. We have a restaurant
yeah,
to feed, and
sure,
then we have the business officer, the leasing officer, and all those big caregivers. I cannot forget them. Caregivers are the ones that give full
yeah.
care
I was gonna
24
say,
hours.
I was waiting on you to get to
Yeah,
that one. You got doctors and
yeah,
nurses, and
yes,
do you have
we
like
got it.
MDs on site, like
No,
medical
no, no,
doctors that are
zero,
no?
zero, zero. No doctors on the sites, even nurses at larger scale. We need one nurse only, who oversees the prescriptions and all that.
Oh,
But in
okay,
our RALs, residential assisted living, which is single family home
yeah,
assisted living, no nurse is required. No
okay,
nurse.
okay. But you have caregivers that are there
Yeah,
to
yes.
call them like this is maybe the wrong term, but if I go to a hospital, there's somebody called like an orderly or whatever that's there to like, bring me the food, help me out of bed, help me
Right, right,
do the
exactly.
physical things I need to do, whatever
Yes,
those may be, right?
totally, totally.
Those are you don't need a nurse,
Compassionate,
right?
compassionate, boys and girls, I mean, they are
Yeah.
really, really amazing people because die, they give the delightfulness, they
Hmm.
take care of the seniors and they give them that healthy living,
Yeah.
which is very, very important, right?
How
Yeah.
much into okay, another this is like maybe tangent number 4, but I just can't help myself. Given the energy you have and the outlook you have on the world, dare I say, and that, how much are you able to interject into the culture on the operations side personally? Because it's something that if I were involved in, I'd want to be involved in the culture side, right?
Yeah.
What have you been able to do on the culture side for these senior living operations businesses?
I'm so glad you're saying that. We've
Yeah,
been managing our $1 billion portfolio from the laptop here in California. I live near San Francisco in
yeah,
my studio. At the top, 158 team members in
hmm,
my company, right?
yeah,
Operation side and everything. But the key thing is how you motivate your team members on a weekly basis. KPIs, how do we
yeah,
communicate and make sure they're all dressed and
yeah,
everything is working?
right.
Hiring the right community manager in apartments and hiring the right administrator in senior living with a license and also 20 years of experience. You've
Yeah,
got to look for 15, 20, 25 years of experience because they are your company, the
yeah,
front end. And when I
yeah,
travel there, I have meetings and motivational seminars, and meet
of
with the
course you do.
residents, shake their hand when they're eating breakfast, go sit with them and talk to them.
Yeah,
That's the key. That's the key to
I'll bet
show
it
them,
is.
we care for you and we appreciate you being here, those
Yeah.
kind of things.
So love that. Thank you. And I mean,
Thank you.
and best
Thank
ever
you.
listeners, if you're looking to build a large business that's more than 1 or 2 deals, you got to get yourself into the culture side of your company. There's no company I
Totally.
know that's been able to
Totally.
grow beyond a couple of deals that doesn't have some sort of an ingrained culture that they're moving forward. So that's what Vinny's really talking about. And that's like,
Yeah.
you're not going to get that unless the executive's willing to get all the way boots on the ground, meet the residents, and really get impact to the lives you're creating for those that are living underneath your roofs. So love that, Vinny.
Yes.
Backing up, when you like, let's get to the business side. Like for example, the deal in Florida that you guys built out and took an
Hmm.
exit on, right? You alluded to something that I want to unpack for a second here. You built the physical plant, the sticks and bricks, right? So you and your investors own that asset. You
Correct.
also maybe you and your partner, do the investors also own the operations business, or is that a separate LLC owned by you and your partner?
Total. Totally. The investors own both. We
Uh,
bought 7 acres of land. I was standing under the tree when we bought it, and then we had to go through the jurisdictions, the changing of the, all the, getting the permits from the
yeah.
building department. You have to put the notices out to the residents that we are building a senior living. We found some tortoise hares and tortoise there. We had to nicely displace them,
Hmm.
displace, but $15,000 per turtle. We
Yeah.
had to take them and put them in nice place. So all those things. Then we started construction loan. We started building it, and then when we are about 70% built, we start advertising it,
Mm.
putting banners.
Hmm.
So I'm so happy to tell everybody 94 units. The day I opened
Mm.
the facility, we took in 45 seniors that month
Hmm.
alone. So 50% occupancy in 1 month.
Not bad.
But we had 70 seniors who gave us deposits to come into our facility the
Hmm.
day we opened the gates. So there
Love
is
that.
huge demand. If we
Yeah.
market it right, we can really make it happen. So the investors own the real estate and the operations,
Yeah.
because operations makes the profit.
Sure.
Money is made. So the real estate brings the equity gain, which we did sell after
Yeah.
that, but they got the cash flow from the operations.
So that's you answered my question, but I want to say it again. I want to make sure the best of listeners heard. You sold the physical plant to someone else that wanted to
Yes.
own the sticks and bricks only. They wanted to they're in essence like buying it at a cap rate, buying a coupon. And you as the operations company separately maintained the building for them as almost as like a property manager. Yeah.
Good point. Good point. In this case, I sold both.
You sold operations too. Could you, if you wanted to retain the operations
Sure.
side of the business, you could
Totally.
do that too?
Totally.
Okay.
Totally.
Because they're
You
separate
could.
LLCs, separate everything. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly,
Do you
brother. Yep.
need, if a best ever listener wants to get into the assisted living space and be a part of the Silver Tsunami, they should first of all read
Yes.
your book. But after
Right.
they read your book, should they
Yes.
go out there? Should they find someone that knows operations? Do they need like a big national property management company that knows how to run assisted living? Or did you and your partner, know how to do it, so to speak,
We
and
learned
then
how
do it?
to do it. We
You learned it.
managed it ourselves.
Okay.
But there are beautiful companies out there, because the revenue is so high per month, they still charge 3 to 4%,
Mm.
which is not bad.
No, it's not
They
bad at
could
all.
run the whole operation. Even 4% is well worth it, because the profits are, I shouldn't
Yeah,
talk about
it's
profits.
good.
It's a
Yeah,
good, you're
it's a
doing
good space
good,
to be in.
and you're also making good returns. Yeah.
But you're passing through, like they're passing through all the payroll, right? So for all those
Correct.
the folks that
Huge.
that keep the
Payroll is the number one expense.
sure.
Payroll is the number one,
I can imagine that, and
Yeah.
as it
Yeah.
should be, because if
Yeah.
I've got a relative of mine or me at some point living in an assisted living space, I want to have plenty of staff. I want to have
Exactly.
a good
Totally.
kitchen staff with good meals being made
Exactly.
for the residents, and I want to
Yeah.
have good caregivers that are there to do all the things that need to get done and everything like that
Yep.
too. So
So true.
as it should be. Okay, is there okay? Is there a bubble of of the silver tsunami? Is there a point where the silver stops coming? Because I just turned 50, Vinny, right? And you look phenomenal, but you are 73, right?
73.
Is there a
73.
point where like does America get too much assisted living to the point where there
No.
becomes a glut of it?
No.
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 Tell me why.
No.
Why?
Because the reason is, the baby boomers, 74 million of us, will be turning 65 and over by 2031. So that's another 5, 6 years.
Okay.
Every day we are doing this. 4 million, 4 million. Am I saying right? No, 4,000 are turning 80 years of age.
Yeah.
So the whole population
Yeah.
is turning older. We are
Yeah.
living longer, and
Oh.
we need assistance. And where the money is going to flow, trillions of dollars, mark my
Yeah.
word. And
Sure.
there are studies out there, trillions of dollars will be in the product, in the housing, in the medicines, in the equipment, in the clothing. All those things are going to move. 25% of us in America will be seniors.
Yeah. So you don't think that, yeah, you don't
5%.
think that there's going to be like, I guess what I'm
No.
asking is like at
Yeah,
some point, no offense, Finney, you'll be the only one left. Are the baby boomers eventually going to die out, and then and then there's no need for or like I'm in Gen X, right? Does Gen X that is the thesis that Gen X will then start to fill in that space
totally.
of the assisted
Moving in.
living assets that are being built?
It's so true, so true. And where we are today, by the way, I mean, I'm looking at there are lots of assets which have been old, like in senior
Yeah.
assisted living and memory care. And lots of investors can pick those up at good prices,
Yeah.
then renovate them,
Yeah.
update them, and make them more profitable and better.
Yeah.
That's what it's
Because
all
I
about,
had family that was in assisted living like 15 years ago, 20 years ago,
Yeah.
versus where they are now. I have family members in assisted living today, and I have family members that are that were in assisted living 20 years ago.
Yes.
It doesn't come off like a hospital anymore, right?
No, no.
The assisted living used to feel like the hospital. You kind of,
It used
kind
to.
of drab, kind of run down. Now, when I've the relative they have that's in assisted living today, it feels like they're in a freaking hotel. It feels
You
nicer than
know,
like some of the
that's
stuff they have is nicer than my house, right?
we
Man,
put we
I
put
know it's not
movie
all the
theater,
same.
we put movie theaters, spas, salons, of course, dining halls, putting
Yeah.
greens. I mean, you name it. Very beautiful billiard rooms, libraries in these, beautiful
Oh yeah.
facilities. It's almost like a hotel. You're right. With
Yeah.
the professional cooking meals for a
Yeah.
chef, two chefs actually, and they cook meal, breakfast, lunch,
Sure.
and dinner according to their liking and
Oh
everything.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, I went and ate with my relative there. We had a nice
Hmm.
meal. And I mean, he was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go play poker tomorrow night." I was like, "You're playing poker? What are you kidding me?" He's like, "Yeah, we have poker night here every week." I'm like, geez, it is, senior.
Grand pianos, Friday,
Yeah,
outside groups
that's cool.
coming to entertain, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
Yes, yes,
I
yes.
like that. I like where you're going with it, right? Okay,
Yeah.
so there's the business plan could be to buy an existing assisted living facility,
Exactly.
renovate, to build a new assisted living facility. Is
Sure.
there any, have you ever run into any of like the not in my backyard stuff, the townships? Like, is it pushing something up a hill and getting the town to agree to having assisted living facility built in their area, or are they mostly amicable to it?
You know what? I'm so glad you're saying that. If you're talking about residential assisted living, RAL, these are single family homes in regular neighborhoods. You've
Okay.
got to do who have these before. If you want to convert a home into an assisted living and memory care, go to the building department, find out, and to the licensing division. Also, it's all done by the state and the city. So there
Mm,
are certain regulations that the home cannot be within a mile or half a mile from another home, because
no.
then it'll be glut of them, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
you want to make sure all those T's are crossed and I's are dotted, but
Yeah.
it's everything is available into ChatGPT,
I'm sure.
Perplexity. I mean, they can figure out right away. The key thing is to find the location and not just get into it. Hey, I want to convert this today. No, 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 no. It has to be near to the hospital.
Yeah.
Make sure that it's not very close to other places. When I build them, I do a physical study, $7,500 study, where there are consulting companies. They do that. I don't have time, right? And they find out the net worth of the seniors and the
Mm,
competition, and it's 80-page long
mm,
report to
mm.
show me in 2 years, because it's going to take me loan to build it and then build it in about a year and a half. So the product will be out in 2 years. What will be the demand at that time?
Mm.
That is huge. If it's a 1,000 beds, I will take only 9% of that. to build, because I don't know, tomorrow somebody might be thinking about doing the same what I'm doing. So
Yeah.
you have to look at all those things, you
So
know.
there's like that they would say, okay, the market's going to need 1,000 senior living beds, and you say,
Mhm.
okay, I only want to. I think I'm only be able to absorb a small percentage of that. That's good.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, yes.
Are you doing the single family? Have you done the single family home conversions yet?
Yes,
Uh,
yes. In Phoenix, in Scottsdale, bought 10 bedroom, 9.5 bathroom, and they were designed for assisted senior living. So
wow.
I saved myself about 2 years of hard work of this, demolition and
Oh yeah.
all these, and then we were able to get an administrator who is very experienced. You got to have that.
Mm,
That is the main thrust of the whole thing.
sure.
And then leasing up is the biggest thing, expense, marketing expense, and
Hmm.
leasing commissions, because there are, like, I would say, senior placement agencies and consultants in every community. So you got to make friends with them and let them come tour your home. And then they charge you 1 month commission, half 1 month, first month, half next month.
Yeah.
It's $5,000
Hmm.
commission you have to pay per senior.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't plan for that.
Yeah.
You got to plan for the operation side.
I
Yeah.
could see how that would start to be a major item on a smaller
Huge,
project. Yeah.
huge,
Yeah.
huge, brother. Yeah.
So the best ever listeners listening right now, maybe doing if this isn't that, so they decide they want to get in.
Yes.
As I said before, I've met a lot of folks that are doing co-living, again, buying a house in a development or whatever. And if the town's okay with it, like maybe a 4 or 5 bedroom. Do you recommend a
Correct.
best ever listener looking at something that's zoned as residential occupancy, designed for a family of a couple people, like a husband, wife, and a couple of kids? It was like by D.R. Horton for that. Do you recommend someone looking into doing a conversion of an asset like that? Or do you recommend someone like getting into this space by looking at something that was built as senior living? And if so, why?
Good point. Good
Yeah.
point. Both are very
Okay.
awesome, because there are some progressive people who have been converting their homes already. They
Hmm.
are on the market. There are also properties right now where the seniors, like the grandpa or dad,
Yeah.
built it and they're running a business, but now their kids don't want to be in that business. So
Yeah.
there are some on sale also like that, or there are opportunities where you can convert the single family home, and you have to go to the building department and get the license, everything, to find out how you're going to change that 3 bedroom to 6 bedroom. Are you going
Hmm.
to add bedrooms in the back, or would you go to configuration changes, within? But that costs money, of course, and the
Hmm.
dust and the time. I
Yeah.
should say that, right? So look for opportunities. If you're looking in your backyard, let ChatGPT ask you. You say, hey, I'm looking for an assisted senior living, memory care, residential. Put residential in front of it in this zip code.
Hmm.
Or my address is this, within 50-mile radius.
Huh.
I'm telling you, ChatGPT will go all over. I like Perplexity better.
Huh.
Perplexity is the ChatGPT OpenAI, which goes into real deals, not hallucination like ChatGPT does. It makes stories. But Perplexity, very good friend of mine, right from Bay Area, he designed, he's a billionaire now. Yeah, Raman Senior. The key
Perplexity.
thing.
Is this a deal finding app, or again, this is
Yeah,
not
no,
one?
no, no. It's a second thing to ChatGPT. It's same ChatGPT, but
Okay.
Perplexity goes to real websites, picks up things, and gives you where it went.
Uh it's I
So it
always
has
wonder
no
that because
fudge, no fudge.
ChatGPT, I'll get it to give me like a rundown, and I'm like, where did you get this from? Because I'll get you, ChatGPT is phenomenal, but sometimes, Vinny, ChatGPT is wrong.
It's
Okay,
wrong, brother.
I
You got
know
it's right.
I've had it give me
Yeah,
wrong information. You know, like
me too. Me too.
yeah. I'll you know something crazy? My two younger sisters have me doing Wordle, which is a stupid
Over.
game you
Yeah,
play.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
you
yeah.
know, yeah, yeah. It's
Yeah,
like
I know.
you have
Yeah,
older guys like you and I need to do it to keep our brains moving properly. We have to play stupid games, and that to keep our brain moving. So I do Wordle, right?
yeah.
Sometimes, and then that's a New York Times. It's on the New York Times.
Yep.
You get 5 letters, and you have to guess
Yep.
what
Yep. Yep.
words in the thing.
Exactly.
And
Every day, every
it
morning, every
scores you
morning.
and changes the letters green or yellow.
Yep.
It's a
Mhm.
good little stupid brain exercise. I recommend all the
I
best ever.
love it.
Now,
Another one that
that
I
cheat,
play is Mahjong. Mahjong. Mahjong
Mahjong.
is also Mahjong. Mahjong. I can't even speak.
I never got myself into that one.
I play that, brother. Oh my
That's because
gosh.
you're a
I'm a
baby boomer.
champion. I'm a champion in it.
You're a champion. Excuse
I
me.
come and I beat everybody up. Look at that. Congratulations. I got the award already.
Oh,
Look at
good
this
Lord,
here.
you.
Collect this.
And let me get to my point. I cheat at Wordle. Okay. Sometimes if I can't get the word right, I can't make it work. I'm like, man, what the heck is this word? You know what I do? I screenshot it and I give it to ChatGPT. And you know what,
Come
Vinny?
on. Don't do that.
Sometimes it gets it wrong.
Wrong.
Not that it gets the wrong guess. Let's
Oh my
say
God.
the letter
Oh my-
V has already been used and it's already been blocked out. Letter V is incorrect. ChatGPT sometimes will recommend words that have letters that have been excluded. And it's like, I know, you got to watch out. I've had, right. And so I'm like, no, ChatGPT, you dummy. That's not, you can't use the letter V. I already told, and I'll write that. You can't, you use the letter V, you can't use that. Like, oh,
Yeah.
right.
Noted. Noted. Then it says noted.
Yeah, noted. I was like, man, you're supposed to be smarter than me. Anyway,
But
perplexity.
perplexity.
It tells you where I got the information from.
Oh my gosh, I love that site. So
Okay.
I pay $20 for each one of them, and it saves me $40 a month. Gives me maybe $40,000
Oh, yeah.
productivity. Literally.
Nice. Everybody's got that. We're kind of like getting into different camps of AIs. I know some buddies that use Grok. I got one buddy that uses
Grok,
ChatGPT.
yeah, Grok.
Right.
Gemini's big. Oh
It's
my
all
gosh.
right. Gemini,
Yeah,
I don't
it's
know.
all
I
right.
feel
Okay,
like
pro.
I feel
Okay,
like
yeah.
Google's late. I feel like Google's late, man. I feel like Google's late to the party. They'll catch up because Google's got the bucks. So
That's right.
they'll if anybody's going to figure this thing out, they will.
They will.
But I feel like Gemini is probably my least favorite.
Is it? Mine too. I just started
right.
doing it. My nephew designed with Gemini a movie. You put the pictures into the feed it, and then it takes the characters of the pictures, makes a movie out of it. What? Oh my gosh.
That's crazy, but wow, I don't know. My wife's raving about Copilot right now, which is
Copilot is a good one.
It's
Yes,
a Microsoft
yes.
one. Who knows? Who knows? We'll put it down there. Let's get back to real estate, Vinny.
Yes.
You commented that a while ago that assisted living is pretty much multifamily on steroids, right? Let's just put that down there.
Is.
Best ever listeners, check out assisted living. It's multifamily on steroids. Moving on, because there's other asset classes that are a big box that make you money on a regular basis. And I I alluded to this with my investors. I was like, okay, what is an apartment building, right? It's a box that people stay in for a period of time and they pay me to have their needs met, right?
That's right.
What are their needs?
That's right.
Their needs are to feel safe. For an apartment building, it's to feel safe, to physically know that they're like the roof's not going to leak, and if it does, I'll fix it, or the toilet's not going to clog, or the grounds are going to be kept well, right?
Yes.
To be honest, in a lot of ways, a multifamily tenant's needs are the smallest of all the people that stay inside the box, right?
1,000%. 1,000%.
The other end of the spectrum is the assisted living, which is like,
daily,
assess my physical needs, feed me.
Hourly. Needs
keep me alive. Like God forbid, if I have a heart attack, you got somebody on site that knows how to deal with that. Okay. Now let's go in the middle. Because we just my company just closed on a home 2 suites. Here he is with another book. How many books have you written?
4th. This is my 4th one.
That's one. Hospitality Investing Made Easy. Okay, cool. There you go. It's so hard to keep a straight face with you, man. You know that? I'm like trying to get on script. You're over here making me laugh and stuff like that. All right. Okay. In the middle, Vinny, good God. There is a thing that's got big physical box. We just bought a home 2 suites in Houston. Okay.
Congratulations.
Thank you, brother.
Oh my gosh.
First one. Love it. Big cash on cash day one. And
Love it.
I'm now a convert to the hotel space. I love it. It took a while to
We
get
should
in.
meet again because I've got so many great hotels. Three more. I'm buying Courtyard Marriott next week. I told you
Yeah,
153 keys in
yeah.
Plano, Texas. Plano, Texas. It's an
Are you only
amazing
Marriott?
place.
Are you only a Marriott owner? Is that the
No, no,
flag
no.
you've?
Hilton's, Marriott's.
You
I'm
don't
into
care.
all these. I don't care. Wyndham Garden. I've got trademark right now. That one also. I like
Is that a different?
extended stay
Wyndham's its
hotels.
own thing, right? There's like,
Wyndham is separate. Yeah, that's
okay,
separate.
yeah,
Like Milton is separate. Marriott is on the top.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know? Yeah,
I
yes,
thought
yeah.
Hilton was on the top.
No, no,
Marriott's on the
Marriott.
top.
Marriott is on the top.
Man, I just bought a Hilton. That's okay. That's okay. Hilton's cool
No,
too.
no, no. Hold on. Hilton, $35, $45. We went all over the world.
Yeah,
Hotels, you get $35 as an owner
yeah,
per night and
yeah.
$45 for the top ones. I love that.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah. That's it. Not that you should buy hotels for these things,
No,
but once if you do syndicate a hotel deal, you and a few of your key investors can enjoy
yeah, yeah.
premium access to hotel
Yes,
rooms. And as
yes.
Vinny has said, he's staying in probably the Four Seasons or whatever it may be for $35 a night,
Totally.
maybe
Sure.
45.
$700. We paid $108. I remember in Punta Mita. Punta Mita over there in Puerto Vallarta, right there.
Uh-huh.
My whole family went. They said, Dad, wow, this is nice.
But you can't tell them what you paid.
No,
No.
well, I did tell them. I'm
You tell,
totally
I would just
open.
tell them what retail is. Well, the retail price is $700, so right? Okay. So why do you love the hotel space? Tell me real quick.
I love hotel space because it is again apartments on steroids. Because see, in apartments, you get the lease for 1 month, for 3 months, for 9 months, 12 months, right? You lock in the rate, lock in
Yeah.
the monthly rate. In hotels, it's the room upstairs or on the ground floor or fourth floor or 12th floor. The key thing is you get paid first right there at the counter reception before even people go up there and stay. And they can
Mhm.
stay for 3 nights, 5 nights, 10 nights. And
Mhm.
I can have a restaurant and give them all the amenities and the meeting rooms are there. So essentially, it's apartment building. It's an apartment building with rooms of 100 rooms, 200, but on steroids because the pricing changes every night, five
Mhm.
times. Average daily rate changes on supply and demand.
Yeah.
And with AI, it's amazing that the same room with some conventions coming up could be worth 4 times for
Yeah.
those nights. And you can make it's a cash flowing machine. I'm telling you.
The hotel we bought has
Hotels,
the World Cup is going to be around the corner from the
look at
hotel that
that.
we're buying, right? So you better
Look.
believe that the ADR or the best over listeners, the
Every
acronym,
it's going to be going
average daily rate ADR, which is in essence like that's like the rent you would charge for an apartment unit,
for
right?
per
The
night,
ADR
per
just
night.
has,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
But as Vinny's saying, it fluctuates daily, right? So that's what I love about hotels in that like it's hard to juice your top line revenue as an apartment
yeah.
building owner, aside from like you raise rents once
Mhm.
and then you're kind of locked at what that revenue is going to be. Yes, it can't go down like it can in a hotel. And that's why a lot of investors don't like hotels because
Okay,
it's the other
yep.
side. Sure,
Totally,
there's no
totally.
guarantee anybody's going to rent your room out tomorrow. But if you, yeah, but you buy hotels that are well located, that have good track records of lease out and everything
That's
like
the
that.
key.
Right.
That's the key. That's the key, brother. Like the one we are buying, if I may use it as an example,
Sure.
Courtyard Marriott, it took us 6 months to get that deal. 35 different parties wanted to buy that Courtyard Marriott.
Yeah.
35 offers came. We are buying for 14.5. I can tell that because we are
Yeah.
closing next week. 14.5 million, 65% off the replacement value.
Yes.
We are going to put 4 million of renovation, turning that generation 2 old antiquated Marriott Courtyard into brand new 2026 model next
Right.
year, generation 6.
Okay.
And by only $4 million because we are vertically aligned. We're going to do all renovations and we operate also ourselves inside that hotel. I don't want to spook anybody. Projected to be sold at 29 million in 4 years.
Oof. So you're buying for
8.5 to
14. You're doing a
14.5.
14.5. You're doing a $4 million PIP, right?
Yep.
We'll unpack
Yep.
the PIP. We'll touch the PIP in a second here, but I just to use the terminology for the best ever listeners, so you guys can learn to speak the lingo. You're doing a $4 million PIP, so that takes your total capitalization up to like, let's just round up
18.5. 18.5,
yeah, I know,
19,
but you got
19.
fees and operations.
Yeah.
So you're a little over 19, and you believe, and you're valuing it at 29 million.
Brokers tell us it should be 32 to 34 million. I said, no. Our
Broker
numbers
talk.
go haywire.
That's broker talk.
We don't want to spook our investors. We don't want to. They will not believe us.
Is that based on cap rate? Is that based on?
It's based on the NOI. It's the NOI. It's at 55% right now, occupancy.
Yeah.
But there is no marketing department. There's nothing over there.
Terrible.
I mean, it's just mind-blowing how badly it's managed because it's bank-owned.
Yeah.
See, it's bank-owned.
Yeah.
So they don't know how to manage. And we gave $500,000 non-refundable signing the contract. $500,000. That's how we got the deal. You
rocked out with you-know-what out, right? So you made it work. Good for you. Good for you on that. Was that 10X? Was that or no?
No. This was actually, we knew my partner's office is 10 minutes away. So they have known in Plano, in Frisco, actually. Yeah. And Plano is right next to Frisco. Yeah. And I just been seeing the growth over there, like mind-blowing. I'm going to be building some building projects now over there. Yeah. I'm going there next week.
Looking on 10X. Have you looked on 10X on deals? Because
I've seen 10X.
Man, there's a lot of bank-owned stuff out there on 10X.
Hold on. I bought my Hilton Garden Inn, 107 or 14 units in Texas. 2019 December from 10X, auction, $6 million.
It's not, that's our listeners. It's not for the faint of heart. It is a commercial auction site.
Yeah.
But you got to go in very front loaded. You got to bring a lot of money to the table to even.
Yes.
They want proof of funds to even be able to bid on deals, right?
Yeah.
And there's no outs. Once you're in, you're in.
You're in.
Because I like their model. I've sold on 10X.
I like it. I really like it. Yeah.
I've sold on 10X, but here's the thing. When you're selling on 10X, not for nothing, the buyer's locked in. Their money's hard. And all the due diligence, the inspections, the appraisals, and the environmental, all that's done before the auction. They mandate all that and they do it. So it's like you don't get any contingencies or outs. They've removed all contingencies from the process. So
Yep.
If you're got liquidity and you're able to close quickly, I've seen screaming hot deals go down on 10X.
The Hilton Garden Inn I was mentioning to you, brother, we got it for $6 million with grace of God. Well, what happened? We bought December 31st, 2019, then COVID hit.
Oh, yeah.
Our occupancy went from 85% down to 25%. But then we are on operation-wise very aggressive. We told our leasing agents to talk to doctors and hospitals. They chose our hotel to live in. My gosh, our occupancy shot up again. And we sold for $12 million in 2.5 years.
Well, you just highlighted something, right? And you got to remind me, I got to get back to what the PIP is in a second here, because I did say that. But before we get there, a lot of investors and maybe even a lot of syndicators listening to this show right now are saying like, well, that's all well and good, Matt and Vinney, with hotels. But
I know.
Here's what they say. And this is totally unfounded and not true, but they say hotels only do well in an up economy. And if there's another black swan like COVID that's going to hit, that's going to wipe your hotel out, right? What do you say to someone that is concerned about shifts in the economy and how it would affect a hotel's performance?
They're totally right. Totally right, because
you're not supposed to
calamities.
agree. You're wrong, Vinney.
They're not wrong because we saw that happening. I was paying mortgage from my pocket. My partners were paying from our pocket when it went down to 25%, but we had the muscle to stay.
Yeah.
And then we were able to divert. So key thing is, things happen. Real estate is risky. I want to say that to everybody, but calamities and hurricanes and all those things, flooding, all those things are possible.
Sure.
But you can't really just not invest into good locations, good tourism, good spots, and airports where travelers will be doing. Even with tariffs right now, right? A lot of people are boycotting, coming travel industries down in Las Vegas, everything. I'm not buying there, but where I'm buying, Plano, Frisco, McKinley, all that area, it's growing like crazy.
Yeah.
There are Fortune 500 companies, 1,000 companies, headquarters are moving there. They're already there. Disney bought a 1,000-acre land to design the entertainment and residential opportunity. So if the location is good and you make money when you buy this deal,
And that's
the
like the
key thing
fact of
is,
all real estate investing, isn't it? You got to
it
make money
is
when you buy the deal. People think that like, oh,
totally.
I can squeeze a good deal out of this mediocre deal.
Yeah.
No, you got to buy right, right?
You got to buy right.
Before we go,
Right.
real quick, just give me 30 seconds. We used an acronym earlier, the PIP, right?
PIP.
What is that?
Property
What is it?
Improvement Plans.
Yes.
It's very easy.
What
Very
is that?
easy. PIP is actually like a CapEx budget.
Okay.
Capital improvement budget, like in apartment buildings.
Yeah.
We have CapEx. We have renovations, and all those balconies need to be fixed. In hotel industry, typically Marriott's, Hilton's, Choice Hotels,
IHG, all those guys.
IHGs, exactly, all of them. They want to have a great product. So every 6 years or every 5, 7 years, they want the owner to inject more money.
Yeah.
Injecting, that's called PIP, PIP, per Property Improvement Plan, so that their product is fresh.
Yes.
That it's cutting edge, that they are giving the best experience to the travelers, to the residents of that hotel. So that's what is PIP. PIP is like CapEx budget.
Yeah. I looked at it like, here's the thing. And I get, seasoned operators like yourself, you're going to design your own CapEx. You kind of know what works, what doesn't work, only through School of Hard Knocks, because you probably did what didn't work already. And okay, let's not do that again, just like me, right? I learned, like, geez, I guess I got to repaint these hallways every couple of years, or the tenant's going to think that it looks and smells dingy, and I'm not going to attract good tenants anymore because the property looks dingy. An owner needs to develop their own CapEx plan to keep their property feeling fresh on their own. What I like about, and people like object to this, I've talked to people that won't buy hotels like, well, I don't want Hilton and Marriott telling me how to spend money. Here's the thing. Those are billion-dollar companies, right?
Exactly.
They know their shit, guys. They do their own research and everything like that. So they know what works and what doesn't work. I would listen to them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Totally. And they want to have the best of the best for their tourists, because the word travels, reviews count a lot in hotel industry, much more than apartments, by the way.
Yeah.
And of course, in senior living also, it's word of mouth and reviews. But in hotel industry, hospitality, reviews, and big exposures, and making sure the property is looking fresh, and the team who's representing you at the counter smiles and really joyous and everything, so that the investors have the travelers have brand loyalty.
Sure.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, for the Hilton deal that we bought, there's something like 85% of the guests that stay there are Hilton Honors members. 85%. Think about that. And there are there's hundreds of millions of Hilton Honors members. So it's like,
wow.
Yeah. It's like, why those folks are going to be, loyal and saying, no, we bought like just right next to the Houston airport. It's near a bunch of other.
I was going to ask you. You just took the word out of my mouth. George Bush Airport, airport, or the other one?
George Bush.
George Bush Airport. Excellent.
Yeah.
How many keys? How many keys is that? 96. Beautiful. Yeah. And what was the brand you said?
It's a home two suite.
Oh, home two are great.
That's one of Hilton's better. That's one of their better brands. It's what you call limited service hotel best ever listers. It's one of those that it's there because it gives you free breakfast and a pool and everything like that. You might stay there with your family. I have stayed with my family in a limited service hotel because I have young
Sure.
kids and I
Yep.
want to be able to feed them free
Yep.
breakfast and have them
Totally.
jump in the pool, right? So
Exactly.
for that, yeah, like that's why I love it. But mostly the guests that stay in properties that are properties like that are business travelers. Down the street from the property at the Halliburton headquarters. Down the street, right?
Wow. Look at
Yeah,
that. Yep.
yeah. There's oil and gas all over Houston that has a lot of business travelers for people that come and stay at properties like that,
Yep.
not for a
Yep.
night or two, for weeks at a two. I've got people that are in that hotel for months at a time,
Oh, look at
that
that.
are leasing us out by the month because they're
Wow.
on long-term work contracts. And
Yes.
they don't want to deal with cooking themselves
Moving
food.
around and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I want to just stay
exactly.
somewhere, hole up, get my work done, fly back to see my
Yep.
family on the weekends and get back to work, right?
Totally. Totally.
So
Yep.
transitioning, Vinny. How do you are what a lot of folks look to in the syndication world as someone who's, you're a magnet for capital, but you've also got seasoned, well-learned operators. You've learned, as I think a lot of folks have had to learn, that look at you, God bless you with another book you're holding up, Apartment Syndication Made Easy by Vinny Chopra.
$7 to 1 billion, So syndication, I do want to say that anybody listening to us, please don't walk away thinking that syndication is a big gorilla. It's
Yeah,
not.
yeah,
Learn the ins and outs of it, how to be transparent, honest, and everything, finding the great deal, underwriting it well,
yeah.
and bringing the investors to give them 70% or 80% equity and cash flow. It's a win-win situation.
It is. But how do you
It's
pick
the
the good partners, right? Because a lot of folks that are listening right now
hard,
have thought about like, okay,
very
I want to go
hard.
vertically integrated. I'm going to learn anything there is to know about the assisted
Yeah.
living space, and I got to raise capital. I'm going to do it all in one umbrella. You have not done it under one umbrella. You've got like top tier partners, right? So how does a best ever listener, say, okay, I'm going to own this side of the business. I'm going to go find a partner that's going to
Mhm.
like I can trust, like your developer partner in Florida
Yeah.
or
Yes, yes.
your partner on the
In the
hotel sides or whatever. Yeah,
hospitality, I have two separate partners.
right.
We are doing really well,
Yeah.
but you're so right. I would say, if I may talk about abundance mindset,
Where we go.
positivity,
Bring it.
and manifestation of what you want to accomplish. So please send very strong signals out, and you want to ask ChatGPT. I want to get into hospitality business. How do I start it?
Mm.
Who are people in this zip code or something?
Hmm.
I'm just saying, who are top operators
Mm.
in hospitality? Google is no longer Google anymore. This ChatGPT perplexity will give you so much information.
Hmm.
It's all in relationship building. That's what I'm going to say.
Yes.
Because you don't know. I never knew my partners 6 years back,
Mm.
7 years, 10 years back. But the thing is, once I started thinking more and more about senior living, about hospitality, things started to develop itself.
I love it.
It's mind blowing. Law of attraction is what we think about more, manifestation happens. You may not know your partner, he's 10 miles, 100 miles away, or maybe, 10,000 miles away, whatever. Well,
Yeah.
that's in different country though. No, but the thing is, they will come get attracted to you.
Yeah.
And you start feeling and touching, and everywhere you meet with people, you say, you know what? And find out also why you want to be in hospitality. You
Mm.
should have all the reasons, and then you will find partners.
Okay. Give me a quick tip for somebody looking to manifest something for themselves. Do you,
Okay.
because I full law of attraction, my wife and I live that mindset as well.
Totally. Totally.
So
Yep.
for you, I know what works for me, but for you, what works for you? What do you recommend for a best ever listener that buys into that psychology too? What's the easiest method that you recommend for getting it out to the universe for what they're looking for? Are you a spoken word, write it down, pray on it, meditate on it? What do you
All
recommend?
of it.
All of
All
it.
of it.
Do all
All
those
of it.
things. Yeah.
All the things, because Hal Elrod wrote a very big book, Miracle Morning. Miracle
Yes.
Morning is an amazing book. You and I talked about
Love
it
it.
also
Yeah.
before. It's amazing in the morning when you get up, you do chanting, exercise, yoga, whatever. The thing is, then you want to pay gratitude to
Mm,
everything happening around you.
mm,
And then you write down goals. You got to write down
yeah.
goals for today. And affirmations are huge. A lot of people, I used to have 3 by 5 cards all my life, not anymore. But I would write down, I want to be the best at hospitality. I want to be the
Yeah.
best developer in this. I want to, or I am going to find every which way to become that person. Because once you start putting things in writing, you tell your subconscious that
Yeah.
I'm in the process of achieving this.
Mm,
Subconscious doesn't know good from the bad,
mm,
ugly or anything. But you could hack your subconscious to start believing that you already own a hotel.
mm,
Because you've got to write it down and then you start speaking to yourself
mm.
and people around you what you want to learn. See, I started in multifamily 20 years back. I was a single family guy all my life. I've been married 45 years. So 25 years we were in single family,
Hmm.
not making any money at all and
Yeah.
losing and this and that. Then David Lindahl came along. I did manifestation. Who is the number one person who can teach me? Then I spent $100,000 borrowed money, by the way, to take my team through David Lindahl's camps. $20,000, $25,000. Then his coaching program. Ron Jung is still a coach with Dave. Found out Dave is a good friend of mine now, Dave Lindahl. And that's where I learned the whole business. I did not know what LOI was, letter of intent. I
Yeah.
didn't know what cap rate was, cash on cash. I didn't know anything because single family home, you buy it, you rent it out, all that. But you can learn everything. Senior living, I didn't know anything 10 years back. Now I wrote a book.
Yeah. Love it.
Hospitality, I didn't know anything about it. Now, 7 years later, I'm writing a book because can offer audience some really hacks
Yeah.
and things. And so it's the manifestation
Yeah.
of what you want. Write it down. You read about it 5 times a day. Put that 3 by 5 card in the car. That's what I used to do.
Yeah.
Tape it in the car dashboard, put it on my mirror. I mean,
Hmm.
I did everything with Dale Carnegie and, Vincent Peale, Norman Vincent Peale, and David J. Schwartz, Magic of Thinking Big. All those books are here. I mean, life is tremendous. Look at this. Charlie Tremendous Jones. This is the greatest salesman in the world. And I mean, all these books, Think and Grow Rich, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you've got to
You got all
really
this.
make
It's all
sure
just sitting on your
that
desk,
you're
huh?
right there, brother, right there.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. And then I would also add on because I completely agree with everything you just said. I think it also takes the courage to act when the universe does start to manifest, right? When
Yes,
you start to
yes, yes,
see the fruits, to say, okay, I now need to take some action,
yes, yes, yes.
and meet things in the middle. One last thing before I let you go, Vinny, because I love that you went to the manifestation mindset, that kind of thing. There's a lot of best ever listeners right now that are listening to this
Mhm.
program that might have had probably more bad days than good because of all the
Yes,
turmoil that's
yes.
happening in the real estate multifamily space or whatever. What is some advice you would give to someone who's had a couple of bad days, needs to reset their mindset, is just in the muck? And I know that you probably have had bad days too, right? So maybe I'll
Totally.
reframe that. What do you do when you've had a
I
bad day,
go
when you feel your
through
energy down or whatever it is? How do you reset?
everybody never has the best positivity always.
Yes.
Never, never. You have ups and downs. The biggest thing is the bounce back time.
Hmm.
You look at it, this adversity, that situation you are in, how it got there. But you can only get out of it by breathing, deep breathing and taking yourself away from the situation.
Mm-hmm.
You've got to take away. And then you look at, okay, it's happened. It's there. It's there
Mm-hmm.
in front of me. How can I solve it?
Yeah.
How can I change my attitude? Just
Mm,
like, Tony Robbins says, right? You can be very depressed over here, but you make a mental decision
mm,
that I'm going to now take the focus off what situation it is, but how can I make it better?
mm, mm.
How can
Okay.
I make it better? That's why I wrote this book, which was my second book, Positivity Brings Profitability. So that's
Okay.
also on Amazon. And that's what this talks about. We all go through so many negatives. Everybody throws negatives at us.
There's a lot of opportunities to think negatively in today's world.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. You could go spiral down. I
Yeah.
say spiral down, but you got to just get hold of yourself. Take time away with yourself.
Mm,
That's the biggest thing.
mm.
And look at your business, what happened, how it went through the situation of adversity or wherever we are. But
Right.
got to figure it out then how we could get out of it. So if
Love
we
it.
put our energy, mental energy, motivation in finding solutions rather than concentrating on the problem,
Mm.
that's the thing. That's the shift.
The mindset, solution
Mindset,
versus the problem.
mindset to find the
Yeah.
solution.
Yeah. And leaving it here, Hal Elrod, who you and I both know and have looked up to and stuff like that,
Yes,
he talks about like extreme ownership, about like, what can I change? And this has happens when he had
exactly.
his major car accident or whatever. He had a good attitude
Yes, he
after a car
was.
accident.
Yes, yes,
Yeah, and,
yes,
and he tells us the story of it in his book. But the shift for him was, I can't change the
yes.
the fact that I'm in a hospital bed, right? And I have like a lot of broken bones or whatever. What I can change is my mindset and the attitude that I have around it and everything
That's
like
it.
that. I can change this.
So true.
And
So
it's just
true.
about owning what you can and can't change. So I,
So
I
true.
love that.
1,000,
Okay, Vinny, real quick,
1,000%.
let's list out. You've mentioned a few of your books. So positivity brings profit. You had said that one, right?
Yes, yes.
Positivity brings profitability. Let's list. I'm going to list for the best of our listeners all your books here. What's the other one that you have on next one that you want to
Apartment
throw out there?
syndication made easy. That teaches all the rules of how to raise money, how
Yeah.
to find investors, how to underwrite. Then my senior living investing made easy, how to get into senior living and all. And my fourth one is going to be published very soon,
Oh,
which is on hospitality.
got it.
Yeah.
Vinny, for those that want to hear more about you, that want to get a
Yes.
shot of sunshine into their veins, that want to hang out with you, that need somebody to brighten their day, or want to consider investing with you, whatever it may be, how do folks get a hold of you?
The best place to go is VinneyChopra.com, my website, Vinney. There is a E in there. That's Smile Chopra. You could just Google me or chat GPT, say, hey, tell me about Vinny Smile Chopra. So I have my all the books on Amazon, Kindle, audio versions, paperbacks, everything ready to go. Then they could get also emerging markets, a whole study that I've done, which is on my website also if they want to be on our list of investors, accredited investors, VinneyChopra.com invest.
Mm.
All my books are free for everybody listening to this show at VinneyChopra.com free benefits slash
Huh.
free benefits. Everything is free. My podcast, my
I didn't know that.
books,
I didn't know your books are
digital
free.
and
All right.
audio copies are all free. All free.
There you go. There you go. Vinney, Vinney, Chopra, Chopra. Check out Vinney Chopra. Vinney, been phenomenal being here with you today, brother. Always enjoy our conversations. You're a ray of sunshine for me and for the industry.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us here on the Best Ever CRE show.
Thank you so much for what you're doing, Matt. It's such a pleasure. I'm so privileged to be with you in the studio today. And God bless you and your lovely wife. And, I met and we shared this stage also, like I was mentioning. But do the best. Everybody, do the very best to everybody around you. Give yourself because more you give, more comes back to you.
Love that. Great way to bring it home, Vinny. Thank you. See you, buddy.
Thank you, brother. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Guys, Vinny's just a ray of sunshine, isn't he? Or a cup of espresso, whatever you want to call it, right? Phenomenal human being. Lots of laughs, lots of Lots of really good insights. I loved what he did, what he talked about bad days and law of attraction, manifestation. What you think about comes about. You know, and I think of the quote for Henry Ford too. Whether you think you can or you can't, you're right. One of the two. So choose which one it is. There's mindset manifestation out there in the world. It's a fact. Believe it or not, it is true that what you think about comes about into your life. Everybody go check out a copy. It's a bit off the beaten path, but check out, or off the real estate path. Check out a copy of The Miracle Morning, which Vinney referred to there. It's a great way to reset your brain towards getting your business to the next level. And that's what it's all about. If you guys really enjoy what we talk about here on the Best Ever CRE show, do yourself a favor. Put us in your short list for podcasts that you listen to on a daily basis, and join me and all the other podcast hosts that are up here talking all kinds of real estate shop and bringing folks like Vinney, Smile, Chopra onto the show to blow our minds on a regular basis. Subscribe to this program and like this show. Share it with a friend. This show is one you ought to really, really share with a friend, because anybody that needs a shot in the arm, maybe somebody that's having a bad day or somebody that needs some new ideas, share it with somebody in your network and spread the word about the good things we're talking about here on the Best Ever CRE show. Until then, guys, come see me next Friday when these shows broadcast from my episodes, and see how the other podcast hosts on their time slots as well. Talk to you then, guys. And until I see you again, have a best ever day.